Hi there, and welcome to Dance Junkies TV pre-party. I'm your host, Hillis, and my lovely and talented co-host, and I might be a little bit biased, Elena Grinenko.
Thank you.
Well, listen, guys, this has been an amazing season. All of your tweets coming in, asking questions when we have our pros on is fantastic. So please keep tweeting us at DanceJunkiesTV, and also follow us on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is Dance Junkies TV. It's very simple, Dance Junkies TV, YouTube and Twitter, and like us. This is it. We're coming down to the finals of the season here. It's pretty exciting.
Almost over.
Yeah, it is almost over. Let's get right into it, okay? So this week, the first couple that was up was Donald and Peta. Donald and Peta, well, I mean, amazing. The guy, he's a world champion football player and quite a good dancer.
He is. I honestly actually think he deserves to win this competition. Maybe I'm being a little bit biased this time, but he's all-American, playing football, has a lot of fans. I know we have Catherine, who's a really good dancer, but you know, she's still English. I think, you know, the American boy should win.
That's interesting when you think about it, that we're coming down to a semifinal now where we have two foreigners in it.
Yes.
And two Americans, but obviously I think we all kind of see this might be a predominantly foreign final.
I think Donald will be the one.
Good. Now let's talk about his tango for a minute. I mean, the man can dance, just flat out he can dance. I think he did a really good job. I think he really nailed this. His intensity was great. What do you think, Elena?
I think he actually approached this dance very well. There was a lot of intensity. I felt there was sometimes a little too intense. But generally, I think he done a great job.
Now, by too intense, what do you mean? It just didn't work for you aesthetically, or?
Too intense is when you tackle the whole entire dance with the same intensity. It's
I love how you're using football analogy. You're saying tackle.
Yeah, so you can't be on that same level all the time. So there's not supposed to be that pace for a minute and a half. But generally, his dancing was very great, and I think he deserves the marks that he got.
Yeah, I agree. Now, this week we had a very interesting, really interesting thing, the trio, the dance trio. Now,
yes.
Donald and Peta took a choice and picked Karina.
Yes.
I think it was a good choice. You know, Karina, you couldn't probably go wrong with picking a better dancer than her, for sure.
That's for sure, yes. It was the first trio of the night, and it was done for the first time on Dancing with the Stars, and it was just weird to see it. I don't think it really mattered whether it was Donald or Catherine or whoever it was. The first trio was just weird to see. But generally, I think they gave him a super difficult choreography, and he really followed up with that and not messed it up.
This is one of my favorites. This guy, look at him, jumping over both the girls. Karina's fully standing.
This been done many times over one person, so he out-topped it.
It was like he was doing the Lambeau leap. For those of you who don't know, it's after you score a touchdown in Lambeau Field, you dive up into the fans and
well, the problem with after touchdown, you can't dance anymore.
That's true. That's true.
That's it.
I don't know. I got to say, just real quick, I think the first one out of the box, it was a bit strange to watch. I didn't feel as though that they were utilizing the dynamics quite the same as some of the other dancers did later in the night, I think.
Well, just try to imagine, it's hard enough to lead one girl. Now you have two girls to lead, so it might be quite confusing. So you have to learn your steps and have both hands doing something. It's like driving a car with two stick shifts.
All right, now we're going to move on to Maria and Derek. I don't know, what can't you say about this couple? They are amazing. She has got an obvious incredible connection with them. She's incredibly graceful and talented and athletic. All that being said, I think she's coming to the end of her run. She's really pushing it.
For me, week after week after week, they get great scores, and I might give all the props to Derek for doing an amazing choreography. If you're gonna look at how gorgeous that looks. If you're gonna look at her footwork a little bit more cautious, there's quite a lot of mess going on, but the Venus Waltz was done emotionally beautiful and theatrically beautiful. So when you look at overall show, that's a 10, yes.
I think, like you just hit, her technique might be, you know, obviously, listen, she's not a professional dancer. She's a professional wrestler, apparently, but not a professional dancer. But she makes up for it with her emotionality.
With theatrics.
If there is a better choreographer on Dancing with the Stars than Derek, I don't know who it could possibly be.
No, Derek
he comes up with
some
amazing choreography.
Choreography.
And now in their trio. Now this one, I thought this one was really, really interesting. What was your, I mean, we watched it together.
Well, obviously Bollywood was done the first time, and I think they approached it really, really cool with all those hands. I mean, you could see it in the pictures that was done very nice. The costumes are a little weird, especially the guys in those poofy pants looks a little funny.
This is a great pose right here.
There was really, like Len said, was not enough samba. Yes, that's true.
But you saw that coming. I mean, Derek knew that was coming. He said we're going to take a chance on this, and you know they're going to do it. Personally, again, I think the choreography was amazing. I thought it was one of the best utilizations of the threesome in terms of dancing back and forth and utilizing both partners with Maria. Didn't like the outfits. I don't really want to see the guy's calves. I don't know. It's just me. I don't want to see them. I like the outfit on her.
What, you don't find calves sexy?
Nah. No, I don't.
Not in those shoes.
Not on the boys. But I think I'm nitpicking. I don't know. Len didn't need to necessarily give a 7, but so we're gonna move on. The next couple, Max and Melissa.
Yeah, he's sticking with a clean, slick school boy, I guess.
Well, knowing what we know now, hindsight being 20/20. Obviously, she did come to the end of her run. You gotta love her. She really is out. She tried as hard as she possibly could. I thought she had some great moments. She was a little off at the beginning. Max, well, you know better than anyone.
Yes,
What's
I know
Max
better
like to
than
dance
anybody. And again, Max is a tough teacher. He's an amazingly nice person, actually. Very softy. I call him a teddy bear. But as a teacher, he's quite intense, and he doesn't leave a person room for a mistake. And when you don't have that luxury of, okay, I messed it up a little bit, but I'll cover it up, it makes you stressed out. And most of his partners look very
So when you guys
stiff.
were dancing together, did he ever storm out of the ballroom because he couldn't?
Oh yeah, what can I tell you? So did I. So did I. Max and I both have very strong personalities,
she
and
looks
we
beautiful.
butt-headed. You know.
She looks gorgeous here.
Yeah.
I applaud her. Now let's go on to their trio. This was her best dancing of the
Definitely
season.
her best dance.
This was her best dancing of the season, and for me, one of the reasons why, and this is just my observation, Val being there allowed her to relax more.
Definitely.
Val brought out a different side of her. You could see it in rehearsals, and I saw it on the dance floor. When she partnered with Val, she was much more free, but I think it carried over to when she danced with Max. She let go. I don't know that she couldn't have lasted any further. She went as far as she could, but I was glad to see this.
I think she went really far in the competition.
Yep, look at that. 2 handfuls of Smirkovsky booty.
With the arm on the butt. No, it's definitely was her best dance, and she looked good doing it. And Val being there definitely helped to have a little bit less tension.
Yeah.
I think the fact that he was also there previous week, I think also allowed her to get used to the way he works and made it easier this week.
Melissa, we applaud you. It was a pleasure to watch you dance this season. Let's move on to our next couple. Catherine and Mark. I mean, again, week after week, she comes out pretty strong. I think though for me there was a few moments where it was a bit herky-jerky.
Venus Waltz?
For me there was some moments where it was not as fluid. I thought there was some.
I don't know. I actually love this one. I think it had a perfect proportion of open work. It was perfect proportion on giving a close hold. For me, this routine was beautifully done.
Well, we'll agree to disagree
Yes,
then. I don't know. We'll see. She's still around, so we got at least one more week of her. Their trio. Okay, this is the fans' favorite, and some of ours here as well. Tristan was a great choice. I mean, between the three of those, the 3 accents, it's amazing.
I found this trio was a little bit of a disaster, to tell you the truth. I did not like all the same costumes. It did not showcase her as a female. You cannot see any of those shimmies that judges were talking about because she was wearing full-on suit. And then they took it off, and then this is what happens when you change the costumes right on the floor.
Yeah.
She handled it really well. I mean, she
Look,
kicked
here we
it
go.
off.
You see it right here?
Yes.
Stuck. Yeah, she kept it cool.
She kept it cool, but it did get her off time a couple of times. And I can't believe judges did not comment on that. Not one of them commented on that. A couple of times she was off time. I'm sorry. That's a biggie.
For me, it was not my favorite trio of the night, but I think it passed. It got her to the next round at least. So, well, let's move on to Rashawn and Chelsea. Well, I think it's a strange night for me because I thought this was some of his best dancing of the season so far.
I actually absolutely love this choreography to that particular piece of music, the way it was done and the way he danced. And it was just so adorably cute. I mean, this was, I think, was his best scores. What he got, like 10,
he
9,
got
and 10.
10, 9, 10, and then he
Yeah.
got 3 9s in the trio.
Yeah.
But I thought he progressed all season long. Again, I think he came to the end of his reign. I don't think he could stay in there with the couples that we have in there still in terms of just
we have a
overall
very strong semifinal. Yes.
popularity, danceability. I thought it was his best dancing of the season that I saw.
But this is just proves you one more time that having the best scores, it doesn't mean you are actually have a secure spot to stay.
Now his trio, they brought in Sasha. This to me, again, I thought he did his best work. He really raised his bar a little bit when he had another male pro to sort of stand next to and compare himself to.
Yeah, that was the first trio when it was not girl and the guy celebrity and other way around. So I feel like it might have gave them a little bit disadvantage, but actually it totally worked for them. Frankly, I mean, she danced most of the dance for him, but I think it could have not been any other way around. So you can't dance side by side all the time. Though the package was a little bit cocky.
Well, Sasha.
Yes, because you know when you say things like that, you gotta go through it.
Just for the future, Sasha, maybe you don't want to make any.
Yes, you probably
outlandish
don't want to
predicaments.
say those things until you know 100% that you can make somebody make to the next round. That was a little.
He did, again, I think he did bring his level of dancing up. So.
Yes, yes.
Well, let's move on to our final, certainly last, but definitely not least couple.
Stuart's favorite,
Yes.
William.
William and Cheryl. I don't know. This one of the things for me about watching him is a lot of the celebrities seem like they're pretty tense out there. They're not having fun. He really enjoyed himself. He's coming into his own. He's getting very comfortable with it. He talks about how hard it is, but he certainly is pulling it off. You can see he is. He's very suave. He's very cool.
You know, for me, a lot of people talk about he's Latino and hot that. I like him doing standard dances much better. I like him on waltz, in foxtrot, in Venus waltz. His frame is really nice. This is actually my favorite style on him.
Yeah, they did well. And their trio, one of our favorites. They got Tony Dovolani to come back. We had been doing the Zorro thing, and I thought it worked very well. It was interesting. Again, another choice to take a male pro to sort of raise his level.
Yes.
And there was a great back and forth between him and Tony.
Tony has the best ability.
Look at, there's Tony about to punch him.
Tony has the best ability to bring out the best out of celebrities, in my opinion. And the way he worked with William, he never over-danced him, but at the same time, it looked great. And, you know, they could have, I think, played a fight kind of thing a little bit more than just this last kick in the face and in the end. But genuinely, I think the choreography was
Who
great.
would win in a fight, Tony
Yeah.
or William? You can tweet us your questions, your answers to that.
Yes, please. Yes.
Well, it's been an amazing season, and you know, we're coming down to the wire. I know we did this at the beginning of the season, and now we're getting a lot closer. You got some predictions for how it's going to play out?
My prediction, like I said in the beginning of this whole segment, that I think Donald is going to win this show just because he's all-American. That's kind of has to happen. And then I think for me, finals, it would be William and Catherine. So Maria, with all her great choreography, and I think technique-wise is not on the same level as those other three.
I'm gonna go along with you on that. I think Donald is really looking like the strong finisher right now. Donald's going into the final strong. I think Maria's coming to the end of where she can do. William, you know, he's such great. Yeah, he's William. Zorro. I think that was a great. I look for him in Zorro in about 2 years' time.
Yeah, we were
sure.
looking for a mask for him, but unfortunately we didn't find it. So.
Well, we certainly have had a lot of fun doing this for you guys. Please tweet us any questions you have, any suggestions, anything you'd like to see. Also, what you think we should do coming up after Dancing with the Stars, because Dance Junkies TV is going to go on. We're probably going to go over and start covering some things on So You Think You Can Dance. If you have some ideas of some segments that you'd like to see us do, please tweet us. And also, as always, watch us on YouTube and like it.
And we have a Facebook page.
Yes. So I am Rib Hillis and Elena Grinenko, and our missing co-host Stuart Brazel's in here. But thank you so much, and keep tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.